Hello, Mallards. It is Tuesday, and this evening I have our first rehearsal for Afterlife Job Fair, just in case you haven't bought your tickets yet. Don't know why you wouldn't have. Link down there to those tickets. I'm super excited for this show. It's in January, so you have a little bit of time, and you can get some of that Christmas money and then turn around and spend it on tickets to Afterlife Job Fair, a new show in the posthumous universe. But that's actually not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about a totally different show, one not created by Phoenix Tears Productions, and that is Gumball Dreams by the Ferryman Collective. So you may remember that I did a show with the Ferryman Collective before called Welcome to Respite, which was a VR show that I did on the Oculus Quest. This is another VR show that I also did on the Oculus yesterday. So the show itself, I think, was probably about an hour, maybe a little bit more, but I was there for even longer because I got to have a really interesting experience. So Welcome to Respite, I thought, was really cool. It was very interesting. It was a very emotional tale. It had some heavy beats and some heavy moments, but I really liked it and I had an enjoyable time. Gumball Dreams blew my mind. The visuals in this, absolutely incredible. Like, stunning. I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was watching. I spent a lot of that show just being like, wow. And so did the other people who were in the show. So it's only for 3 audience members, and the other 2 also the whole time were like, oh my gosh, look at that. Whoa. So the premise of the show is that there is an alien who is in transition. A guy named Onyx. He is a member of the Shalmari species from the planet Shalmar, and he was a historian, like a recorder. He traveled to a lot of different planets throughout the galaxy and like studied them, sort of like an anthropologist. And he's in transition and needs help to finish that transition, and so he's reached out across the universe to some like-minded souls. It happens to be you. You are given avatars that are the Shalmari. So you're given a Shalmari avatar. You pick one of 3. There's a green one, a red one, and a blue one. I'm fast and I picked the blue one immediately. You do a series of get to know the VR space challenges, and then you're transported through an obelisk to Shalmar, the alien planet, where Onyx, who is the alien who's passing on, lives inside of a giant gumball machine. And then once you get up to him, he talks to you a little bit about his life and what he's doing. And he says he needs 3 batteries in order to open this item that's going to help him pass on. And so he sends 2 of you out to get a battery from another obelisk while one person remains and talks to him. And you cycle through. So everybody has a chance where they are staying with Onyx and having a discussion while the others are going out and doing things. And the discussions are sort of based on your color. So the red Shalmar talked about love. I think the green one talked about peace. And then mine, as the blue, was about gratitude and thankfulness. And then once you unlock the item, there's an absolutely stunning set of visuals as Onyx transitions and you sort of wrap up the story. And I really enjoyed that there were puzzles involved. So there was some active, like working in the 3D environment more than there had been with Respite, because I was sort of a very passive character in Welcome to Respite. And in this, you're much more active. And so that was really cool. I enjoyed the puzzles. And then the one-on-one conversation with Onyx was very touching and emotional. And I really liked that too. And you really get a sense of love and friendship and community. And I really, really enjoyed that. I thought that it was very uplifting and it's a very positive environment, which was really cool. And it turns out that this Gumball world and the world of the Shalmari have existed for a while. So it's a story like written within that structure. And I really enjoyed that. And I think that VR is a great medium for this particular story. I think the things you can create with VR really bring this world to life. And like, where else can I just go be an alien? That's so cool. And so I loved it. I don't know if they're doing any more, although they are taking it to some festivals, but I'll put a link down there to the Ferryman Collective so that you can check them out, follow their shows, whatever they're doing next. I will probably be going to. I think that team creates really poignant content that I really, really enjoy seeing, and I can't wait to see what they do next. And then after the show, I had an opportunity to sort of peek behind the curtain and see how things are run from the perspective of a performer. I think simultaneously, it made me think, wow, these VR shows are both more complicated and less complicated than I thought. They are less complicated because I was under the impression that the performer was doing more technical stuff than they're actually doing. Like, how they run the show is very much how I interact with the show as an audience member. So that is less complicated. But because that's less complicated, that leads me to believe that creating these worlds a heck lot more complicated than I had believed. And I just think it's neat to see theater grow in this way, to see what people are doing for the next steps. And I want to see more VR theater. So if you know other interactive things that you can do on the Oculus Quest, other shows that exist, please let me know. I want to go see more. I want to do more. I want to experience more. And I hope you do too. And I will see you tomorrow.